Are you menopausal and are you sick and tired of feeling frumpy, feeling bloated, feeling fat and feeling old? That's you and you've never seen me before. You're going to want to watch this video all the way to the end. My name is Donna Young. I'm a normal 47-year-old woman from Manchester in the UK who managed, after 2 years of struggling, to drop 3 dress sizes in 3 months in the months of September to November in 2023. I've also maintained that weight loss for the whole of 2024, and if you've never seen me talk about my journey before, I actually wrote a program called 5-Day Challenge to show women who are menopausal and perimenopausal how simple approaching losing the weight, losing the fat, losing the belly bloat can be. Now, what can I say? The biggest lesson I learned on this journey was I was following all the advice that was all about losing weight in menopause and eating for menopause. I wasn't actually following the principles of losing fat, of eating for fat loss. And that, I feel, was my biggest mistake. Now, if you were born in the 70s like me, then you probably were exposed to all the super slim gyms that were like, you know, Lizzie off, was she called Lizzie off like GMTV, the Green Goddess of GMTV, the Kate Mosses, all the celebrities when we were growing up were like super thin, weren't they? They were super thin. And that was kind of like what the ideal was for us. We would cut out carbs and eat very little and cut out bread and potatoes, you know, lose a stone in a week and be happy. And that's what we've been doing probably our whole lives. The difficulty is when you get to menopause, that doesn't work anymore because it actually escalates a lot of the other symptoms that we experience. And what I was finding was the more I tried to do that, the more I tried to shortcut my body, the more I tried to like drink shakes, you know, eat protein bars and you know, not really like fasting, it sent me crazy. I was like, I would just could eat a horse. I'm not kidding you, if I was trying to do fasting, and it made me like psychotic, miserable. Like my mood was horrific. And so when I was trying to do all the things I used to do when I was younger, like cut out the carbs and lose a stone in a week, it just made me miserable. And so I knew my body was telling me I had to do something different. Now, the other thing I realised was there was the other extreme. So there was the doing the things that no longer work for me anymore. Then there was the listening too far or with picking little bits up from here and there. So I would be looking at menopausal weight gain and what I needed to do in menopause. And some of the things that advice was great advice, but it was the wrong advice at the wrong time. Because I don't know about you, but I was desperate to lose the weight and feel more like my old self. And so following some of the menopause plans, whilst they were better and they were good for like long-term health in menopause, they weren't helping me lose the fat and lose the weight and the belly bloat. And so for me, that was what was most important to me at that time, getting back into my old clothes, starting to have a bit more confidence, and then I could focus on, you know, supporting my body through menopause and feeling stronger and balancing those hormones. So everything's hormone driven in your body. As women, we are driven by hormones. And I personally feel a lot of women are driven by emotions as well. I am, and my emotions would determine what I would eat. So when I started HRT, which sent me a little bit loopy, that caused and triggered a bunch of choices in food and drinking Prosecco and that wasn't helping me get my body back into those size 8 jeans. I went from a size 8 to a size 14. And so I ended up having this whole deep dive into my nutrition and looking at how I could kickstart my body into fat loss. And what I realised was the eating for menopause has its place, but not necessarily for the woman who needs to lose fat in the short term. Okay, and when I say short term, I'm not talking like 30 days you're going to be, you know, you're not going to drop 3 dress sizes in 30 days, because that's just not sustainable and it's not a healthy way. So I did the deep dive into my nutrition. It taught me some really key principles to focus on for the menopausal woman. So when I wrote a program called 5-Day Challenge, and when I wrote that program, I wrote it with the busy, hormonal, menopausal, stressed out, hectic woman. I wrote it with me in mind and what I needed what coaching I needed to follow a program to help me get back into my size 8 clothes. And so what I share in my 5-Day Challenge is all of that knowledge, all of that information, and I break it down and simplify it. Now, I have just posted a video with like screenshots of some of my coaching modules. So I've just posted that a few minutes before I'm posting this. So please feel free to have a look, and you can kind of see what I cover in the 5-Day Challenge. I also have a community as well that you can join if you wish to. So if you'd like more information about what I do, how I coach, how I can help you lose weight, lose fat, lose belly bloat, get energy back, feel more like the old you, give you that belief and confidence that you actually can get back into your old clothes if you want to. If you would like more information about that, then you just need to do a few things. You need to like this video. You need to follow me, because if you don't follow me, I can't send you information. And comment below 5-Day Challenge, and I will send you all the information that you need. Mwah. Have a wonderful Saturday.